More than a year ago, the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe adopted your report on the lives lost in the Mediterranean Sea. What has happened since then?
Well, since then we sent a number of letters to governments who had ships in the Mediterranean, who might be involved, who might have seen this boat. And unfortunately, we did not get really satisfying answers. Some of the countries have said, no, we did not even receive any message about these people in distress. And finally, Spain, who was reported to be very close to the boat, said to us, but we didn't even have the communication system on board that could allow us to get these distress calls on our boat. And NATO actually admitted that many of the military vessels were not equipped with communication systems that could receive distress calls. Now, I doubt personally if that's true, but if that's true, this is also a big problem, of course, that we have military vessels all around in the Mediterranean, that there are refugees that try to reach land but become in difficulties, that the boats that would be able to help us would not be informed about these distress calls. I mean, it's quite clear, and NATO recognized that everyone at sea is obliged to render assistance immediately if necessary. So this is still an outstanding question we have to find out. We also have asked the International Maritime Organization what to do with these different interpretations about these international norms. Who is responsible for rescuing? In this case, was Italy right saying that they were not responsible, although Libya was not able to render assistance? International law says no, Italy was responsible. So now it's up to the International Maritime Organization to come up with recommendations or maybe amendments if it can be the case that there are different interpretations. What also happened is that some national lawyers started a procedure against their government. It has happened in Spain and it has happened in France. They lodged complaints at the court because they said that their governments, their Ministry of Defense, were in the neighborhood, should have known about these distress calls and therefore should also have rendered assistance. So these are different types of follow-up. What we are going to do now is we're going to gather what are still the outstanding questions and try to find answers on that. Also, of course, on other causes that might lead to actors not acting, like fishers that sail away because they run the risk of being prosecuted otherwise. All these causes, we still want to find solutions for that because we want to learn from this tragedy. It has been awful what has happened, and more or less to pay tribute to these people who died. We really want to make sure that it will not happen again.